I'm a Brazilian, but I live in Berlin almost
Okay.
3 years and 3 years more or less. 3 years that I live here in Berlin.
And you have a website or something in
Is that
Brazilian cycling website?
yes, bike BLZ.
I know nothing. I know nothing about you. Sorry. So
no problem.
I found how many people from Brazil were on our website yesterday. So yesterday there were 692.
Yeah, it's almost 700. Yes,
almost 700. Yeah, but it's more than Luxembourg. And Luxembourg had a winner yesterday.
For the first time after many years, we have now a Brazilian rider in the peloton, no? Vinicius Rangel. Since Murilo Fischer, we didn't have the flag of Brazil in the peloton, and probably soon we're gonna have. So I think it's a good promise.
Yeah, well, it's nice because there are not. Yeah, well, you got the Colombians, of course, but
yeah, it's hard to compete with the Colombians.
from Argentina or from you had a guy from Chile as well, but yeah, there are not a lot of pro riders from that area.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because we don't have base. We don't have base. The sport don't have base. Don't have regular calendar. We don't have
races like we do.
We don't have roads. We don't have roads to train. It's really hard. We don't have support. It's really hard. Well, Stephan, thanks so much. It's incredible the work you do at the PCS. I saw, of course, I made a kind of a research here, and I saw that the PCS started in January of 2013 and achieved 1 billion page views in September of 2020, and you are expecting 2 billion page views in March, exactly in 27th of March of 2023 next year.
We have a calculation that so it changes sometimes because it was May 1st, but we're getting so many page views, it's going very fast. So like yesterday, we almost had 2 million page views on one day. Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
So then it goes fast, eh?
And this is a love for cycling or love for statistic?
Yeah, you have to ask for me or for the people who are coming to our website.
No. I'm asking for you. If to create the PCS, how this is the first question. How this started? How you put live the PCS, and it was a passion with cycling and statistics, because the site is amazing, the database is amazing.
Yeah, you have to be a kind of freak to do this, and it's a combination of the passion for cycling, because we were watching Tour de France when I was a kid already in 1980. I'm 55. And in 1980, when I was 13, we had a Dutch winner. Was the last Dutch winner as well, Joop Zoetemelk. And we were in France on holiday, so we were watching. There was a little shop, there was television, and we saw him in Paris getting the yellow jersey. And at a moment like that, you start to become passionate. And always wanted to ride a bike myself, but I couldn't afford one, and my parents were at that moment, they weren't that rich they had 3 sons, so, and they all wanted to ride a bike, so they had no money for buying a bike. So but when we were on holiday, we were already busy with a kind of statistics, and maybe you did it as a kid as well. You're sitting at the back of the car, it takes too long, so we counted cars. So we put down the brands of the cars, and then every time when you saw a Volkswagen, you marked Volkswagen, and if you saw Renault, you marked Renault. And that's already a kind of statistic, because at the edge of it, I saw so many of these cars, and we were in France, so Renault and Peugeot always won, because those were French cars. And but that was already a kind of being busy with statistics.
True.
And I think, we found that combination just through the years. Yeah, something like that happened. I was a cycling journalist for a Dutch cycling website, but that site became bankrupt. So I wasn't the owner, but the owner didn't spend the money in the right way. So it was already 2012. I sent Bert, that's the co-owner. We're two owners. I think you've been on the website. You can see about us. You see the pictures.
Yes, I saw.
So we have 2 owners. We both 50% shareholder. but I'm doing the public relations. I'm doing these kind of things, and Bert is only busy with coding, with developing the website. So everything you see, like in the database structure, it's abacadabra for me. I know nothing about coding. That's dots and commas and weird. I don't understand a thing of it, but for him, that's his part of the job.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the communication, trying to get new clients as well, because we have teams and we have media as clients, and of course the contact with the people at like yesterday at the side of the road. The people are coming to the camp event, saying hello, and then you share the passion with the people at the side of the road as well. And Eurosport was coming to the camp, and they made an item. It will be on Eurosport, I think Wednesday or something. So that's my part of in the company. In the first place, it was always doing all the results myself, but now we have employees for that.
Yeah, I one of the questions: how many people work in PCS nowadays? You,
and me and Bert, of course. And we have 3 full-time employees. And next to that, we have a few students who are doing some database work, especially work from races in the past. Because you can do that whenever you want. It doesn't matter if a result of the Tour de France stage of 1964 or something is in there today or next week. That doesn't matter.
And the PCS have this data from Tour de France of 64.
We have the winners from since the beginning, since 1903, and even top 10s, and we have all the data already in there since 1986 or something. Even all the intermediate sprints, even all the mountain sprints, youth classifications, and all those day classifications. It's already all in there, and we want it from all the years, from all the 3 Grand Tours. And if we're finished with that, we're gonna do Dauphiné and all those things as well if we can find it. But there's still so much, but that's all handwork, because you have to get it from books.
Yeah.
Like after 2000, from the internet at the time, it's easy. It's just copy paste where you can find it. But if it's all data, you have to get it from research.
Federation or newspapers also, no? Maybe.
Yeah. I got a friend of mine. He has almost everything somewhere at home in boxes from the 50s and the 60s from Holland. I'm originally from Holland, from the Netherlands, and but we don't have time for processing all those results. It's costing a lot of time, so time is money as well. So and how do you get that money back? Because how many people are interested in the old results? So you always have to make those choices.
I found that it's called the PCS. We can consider the Bible of cycling. It's more or less.
That's what they say in Spain. It's la Bíblia de Ciclismo.
The Bíblia de Ciclismo. Yeah, the Bíblia de Ciclismo.
You're speaking Portuguese or
Portuguese?
Spanish?
Portuguese.
It's Portuguese. Okay,
yeah.
I never know which country is Portuguese and Spanish, but
only Brazil speak Portuguese in all the Latin America.
And the rest is Spanish?
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, why never someone told me that? That's easy to.
It's the biggest country and the only country that speak Portuguese. All the countries around speak Spanish. It's really weird. I don't know how the Portuguese got this. Well, one of the most interesting question for me is how is to live a nomad lifestyle? How is to live this style, live in a van, and this is amazing. Of course, nowadays we know, and of course with the pandemic, everybody discovered something that you already know before, that you can work from everywhere.
I'm already a digital nomad before Corona.
Yes.
So people say, "Oh yeah, you started this because of Corona." I said, "No, I'm already living in a van for 5 years now."
Wow.
So I started it in 2000. I was already traveling a lot, just with a backpack. I've been to Costa Rica, mostly to Asia, and Indonesia, Thailand, and those countries. Because the problem with going to, say, Brazil or something, you got the time difference as well. So But in winter time, yeah, I like to go to Asia, and that's a bit because my mother is born in Indonesia. So, but in those years, so before 2017, I was already traveling, just a backpack, computering there, and traveling. I did the Giro in 2015 or something from Bali.
Wow,
But then
wow.
I noticed that the time difference was too big because I had to work at midnight. So everybody was partying there on the beach, and I was working. So that was in May. So I said, okay, May is not the best time. So I do that in winter time when there's only cyclocross. I can travel, but I couldn't do that the last 2 years because of Corona. So in those years, in the other months, the other 9 months, I was working at home and I was watching the same wall every day. And I thought, why am I doing this with internet the way it is now? You got your 4G or even 5G now. You got internet everywhere. So says, let's give it a try. So I bought a 22-year-old camper van who was already rotten. It was already an old camper van. And yeah, I had it for 5 years. And finally here, I got a new one. So this one is only 2 months old. So
wow,
finally
great.
I have a hot shower, and because I always had to improvise with my old camper van. And but it's a great way of living if you can. And the only thing is, yeah, I'm always alone.
Yeah.
So you sleep alone, and you travel alone, and you're many times you're in nice places that you say, oh, I want to share this with someone, you know, if it's just your family or a girlfriend or whatever. I do have a girlfriend, by the way, but she still has kids at home, so she can't travel at the moment. But her youngest becomes 18 this year and is going to study. So in a few years, there will be a partner with me.
Great. You have kids?
I have one daughter of 29, and I have 2 grandchildren. I've got a grandson who will be 3 in 5 days. So he has his birthday during Tour de France. And I have a granddaughter who has her birthday on the 29th of July, who will be 1. And my grandson, he's only 2, and he's already riding a bike.
Really?
No side wheels. Just go.
Wow. Yeah. Incredible. I would like to understand how to make the business with the cycling data, because for me to enter the website, or for everybody, you can enter in PCS and it's free. Of course, have the advertisement, but you have relationship and commercial business also with the teams, with the media. How is the business? I would like to understand about this. It's really nice.
That's the most asked questions. Because what's your business model? Huh? That's what they that's the question. Most people ask us. And we started in 2013. I had no job, and Bert was still a student, and we just started it. I had some savings. Just let's give it a try, and we'll see what happens. And very fast, Jam Cycling, it doesn't exist anymore. The Swiss team, Jumbo Visma, and Quickstep came to us and says, "Hey, we like to have the research you have of your websites. We like to have that from our riders on our website as well. Is that possible?" Because the website guys from all those teams, they always had the paper version in the past, and they had to type all the names of their own riders in their website. And yeah, it's easier from a database. So still, if you're going now to the website of Quickstep, you go to Alaphilippe, his profile, you see all his results. It's all coming directly from our database. And so we had a few clients in the beginning, so we made a little bit of money. Bert was still studying and had another job next to it, so he was only programming in the evening. And I tried to live off what we get, and I still had a little bit of savings. So, but yeah, it was growing, and after in the first few years, wasn't a lot of money. Bert still had his job, and I had enough for food. And that's the most important thing, that you have food and shelter. And and then it started to grow. There were more teams coming. Lotto Soudal was coming. Bora was coming. Israel was coming now. Bahrain. Well, maybe I forget one now. So, so we had more and more teams, that were asking for data and paying us for that. And the same with some other media who were asking us for data. Like now with Tour de France, you always see Tour de France data powered by NNT. The old sponsor of the Quebec NNT team.
Yeah. I remember.
But they're getting the Tour de France data from us.
Yeah.
So because NNT is a big data company, but they had no cycling data. So a few years ago, they came to us. Yeah, we are a big data company, but we don't have the cycling data you have. So they buy our data as well. For you see during Tour de France, you see graphics, and they make graphics partly of our data and other data they have from the transponders. I mean, we don't have data from the riders, like what's their cadence or what's their power. We don't have that data.
That's the live data, no? The live data, no?
That's the data Velon has, but Velon is a client of us as well. So yeah, we have a big part of the income is of the clients, and the other part of the income is of ads. Because you can imagine when you have a day like yesterday with 2 million page views, you got a good ad day as well.
Yes.
But the whole problem is it's summertime. So in summertime, the money you get from ads is lower than in wintertime. But in wintertime, we don't have a lot of races. But that's how the ads work. So we're getting income from the ads as well, and we still have the iPhone app. It's still only for iPhone. We love to have one for Android as well, but developing an app is pretty expensive.
Yeah. And did you comment about the winter time that cyclocross? You have data from the cyclocross also?
Yeah, now we always had, but we stopped with publishing it because there was in 2014 we noticed we were with only 2 at that moment. And in wintertime, when I was in Bali, I said I need the time to recover from the whole summertime, because from March till October you're 24/7 busy with you have no free days. I'm always working. So I want in the wintertime I want to reload myself. So we did cyclocross in 2014 already, and then we stopped with it, but we always kept collecting it but not right at the moment when the finish was there. And since last year we're doing it again, and we even had PCS live stats with the World Championships for cyclocross as well. But yeah, there are not as many people looking at that as at the road race.
Yes.
But in the winter you don't have that much work, so every little bit of income is welcome.
And about the women cycling, you always had this data, or is new?
Well, women's cycling is you see things on Twitter as well, but some people think we're women haters, but that's not true. The whole thing with difficult thing with women's cycling is like with Giro Donna, luckily we have sponsors for the live stats for women's cycling. We have found 2 sponsors, so we can do live stats for the women as well. But if we don't have the sponsors, it would cost us money. Like Giro Donna only has 1/8 or something. Only 15% of the viewers we have for Tour de France or for average men races. So but you have one person full time on that race, but you have to pay that guy. But the money what's coming in at this moment is still less than what's going out.
Yes.
So of course we want to, but if we spend a lot of time and money in women's cycling, we become bankrupt. I can't pay my people.
But when you say to have someone to see to input this data, is someone have to watch the race? Not necessary, but have to get the information in the end of the race and put in the database.
If you do the live stats, you have to follow the race to finish. Try to get as much information as possible. And if there's live TV, it's easy because you see everything. But even with live TV, you don't see everything, because if you have live TV, you don't know if someone has a flat tire in the back. So the best thing is to have the race radio as well. So from some races, we have the race radio connected with internet, so we can hear it with the headphone. You can hear everything what happens on the race radio, and of course we make how do I say that, with the organization, with okay, if there's a big crash or something, we're not gonna tell directly, because you want to know first, because if it's a big crash with someone who's really wounded, you don't want to say in the live stats, oh, that guy crashed very hard, because then I have a phone call of his mother who want to know what happened with my son, because things like that happen.
Really?
Yeah, I had a mother said, do you know what my son has? I said, no, I only know he crashed, and they brought him to hospital. Luckily, he only had a broken collarbone at that moment. But yeah, as you know how mothers are, yeah.
Wow.
So you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful with that.
And is necessary to be? I can see, of course, I follow you on Twitter and on Instagram, and it's necessary to be on the site, on the race, to collect this data, because I can see that you follow all the races. The van, you specifically in the van, is always following the races, sparking the race, and you said the people come to the van to talk and share the passion. It's necessary. It's necessary to be in the race to collect this data, or you use also to make marketing, to of course to show, and of course because you enjoy to have the time, and you can talk with your clients also. No, you are close with your clients.
Correct. Yeah, all of those things. Now, to collect data, not really. Yeah, sometimes I see things that nobody knows, because like yesterday I tell the people, hey, Jacobson is or those sprinters guys, they were far behind. Hey, they're at the point where I was, they were already 26 minutes behind. So and then will he be out of time limit, yes or no? You know, so it's funny to see now how many minutes they finished. I want to know now. Oh, they finished on 30. So they only lost 6 minutes in the last 17K. I don't know. Yeah, that's possible. So, but sometimes I saw a rider who was already on 30 minutes, so he would be out of time limit, and he finished on 25 minutes. So the last 10K he was 5 minutes faster. Well, you know what happened.
Really?
Yeah.
No cameras around.
Of course, but we're not going to tell that on live stats, of course. Because that's not necessary, but it happens, of course. Yeah. So they
in Grand Tours is more difficult.
It happens in Grand Tours as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
but I was asking, the van is necessary to be in the spot, in the place, in the race, to make all of these connections and network.
No, it just grew that way. So because I told you in 2007, I'm going there with I buy a camper van. I'm just going to races. There were no stickers or nothing on there. And then I went to the Tour de Suisse. That was the first race I was there, and I met a guy who was from Jam Cycling, and he said, "Oh, can I travel with you?" So yeah, of course. Oh, then we need stickers. And he had a guy somewhere in Geneva, and we put stickers on the camper van, PCS on tour. And then we noticed people saw the camper van, and it was on television. Hey, I saw your camper van on TV. I said, oh, this is nice for marketing. I'm trying to get the van on TV. So you always try to find a spot that that the helicopter can see you. They can see you from one side, but you can see you from the other side as well. Because if you put it at the side of a building, for sure the camera is in front of the riders, and if you put it behind somewhere, it's always the other side. So I always try to find an open field or something where nobody wanna be, and then hope that because when the camper van is there, not only the people see that, hey, I saw your camper van, but all the commentators see it as well on television.
Yes.
And what do the commentators do when they see the camper van? Hey, there's Stephan, Pro Cycling says, oh, Pro Cycling says, blah 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 blah, and it's free advertising.
Sure.
So, and I know we noticed that it helps. Okay, the camper van is a marketing tool. Yeah. And of course, it's fun. I love to be at the side of the road between the people and
Sure.
the whole traveling thing, seeing nice places. I don't know if you can see where I am now, but I found I slept somewhere at a lake, in the middle of the Alps. So it's very nice here. And after this conversation, I go to the supermarket, get some food for the next days, and I saw that there's a laundry there as well. So try to clean my clothes and my sheets, and so everything is fresh again for the next week.
Yeah. From the data you have, Pogacar is the new Max.
It's the new Max. There will never be. I hope he won't be the new Max, because Max is a hero, of course, but he's caught on doping 3 times as well, eh?
Yeah.
So no, I don't want Pogacar to be the new Max, because but he can even be better. He's only 23.
Yeah, incredible, no?
He can win 10 other Grand Tours. He can win 10. He can be bigger. He can win more Grand Tours than anyone else.
Time and talent he has, no?
He's very strong, but you have to finish first, eh? In Holland, we always say Paris is still far away.
Yeah, good, very nice. Well, my last question is, tell me about your bamboo bike. I love it, your bamboo bike.
No, I don't want to talk about the bamboo bike because it's broken.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Under my steer, there's a big crack. So I don't dare to ride it. I just noticed 2 days ago.
Really? Oh shit.
So
the next one will be a carbon bike. Carbon fiber bike.
I don't know. I love to have that bamboo bike because it's nice to ride. You get a lot of attention with that bike as well. But I always felt safe on it as well because I live in Andorra. I'm doing downhills 80 kilometers an hour as well. So and then you brake. There's a lot of pressure on that bike. So maybe bamboo is not strong enough for that. But for a regular bike, it's strong enough. But a race bike, you're cornering and you're braking. Yeah, you're going from 60, 70 kilometers an hour from back. Well, if you have a hairpin back to 20 kilometers an hour, there's a lot of pressure on all those connections, and maybe that pressure is too big for bamboo. No, my brother had an accident in cycling 22 years ago.
No.
And he died. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't want to die in cycling.
Yeah. Well, I have some hurts also with cycling.
Yeah, everybody crashes sometimes.
Yeah.
That's part of cycling. So you do ride the bike yourself.
Yes. I love it to ride. This is my therapy. It's really good. Everybody involved with cycling have to ride, I guess. No, it's really nice. Well, I have to say, living in Berlin is hard to. I miss the mountains. No, here it's completely flat. It's like Netherlands.
Like Netherlands, yeah, but I live in Andorra, so in Andorra it's only mountains, eh?
Yeah, this is nice. In Rio is the same. In Rio is really nice to ride. It's amazing city to ride.
How were Olympics there with the road race?
Was amazing. Was really amazing, and especially for cycling, I have to say. After the Olympic Games, they made new asphalt in the mountains, and it's nice nowadays. You can ride. Well, you live in Andorra, you know how it is, but in Brazil, in Rio, you climb and you can see the numbers of Chris Froome, for example. You can see he's there in Strava also. You can compare your numbers with the professional ones. Right? So
that's cool.
It is really nice that people use this as a reference just to see how bad you are. It's incredible. It's inspiring. I have to say. I have to say that I love this nomad lifestyle you have. It's really amazing to have in a van and visit so amazing place. It's really cool. Thanks so much for the interview, and enjoy the Tour de France. It's really nice to be on the spot.
You too, and all the Brazilian followers as well, of course, eh?
Yeah.
And,
for sure.
I hope I can visit once Brazil because I think it's a beautiful country.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country. Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Stephan, and enjoy the race. Enjoy Tour de France. I'm a big fan of PCS. It's really cool. A lot of people love the job you do, and it's really nice. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, man. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.